weeks 8 and 9. Good morning, YouTube. Ooh, that was different. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Weeks 8 and 9. That's what we're gonna talk about today. I know I doubled up last week too because of time constraint, but this week it makes sense to me to do it again because week 8 was really just a cutback recovery run. And week 9, the week that we're in now, makes a little bit more sense to talk about in detail. So I feel like we could just combine the two. So week 8 of marathon training was, blissful, because I was in a cutback week, and we love a cutback week after a really hardcore week prior. And week 8 was also really fun because there was just so many things going on life-wise. On Thursday night, me, Kate, Ariana, and Frank went to go see Chris Stapleton, and that was so much fun. And then right after Chris Stapleton, the next day, we went to Montauk for the weekend from Friday to Monday. So it was like a marathon of fun stuff plus having really easy runs. That is a recipe for complete paradise. And 2 of those runs got to be in my favorite place ever, Montauk. And it's always so much fun to run there no matter what the distance is. So we'll talk about that a little bit and then we'll get into the current week. All right, so for week 8, I ran 26 miles overall. Let's see here, Monday was a rest day. Tuesday was 5 easy. I ended up doing my other 5 easy on Wednesday because Thursday I knew was gonna be a busy day. So Thursday ended up being a rest day. Friday was another rest day. Saturday I ended up doing 3.5 easy. And then Sunday I did 13 easy. Everything easy, no speed workout, which I secretly love. The speed workouts are never really my favorite, so it was nice to have a very easy week. Honestly, I don't remember too much about the runs before we went to Montauk, the Tuesday and the Wednesday easy. I think that they went well. We'll bring them up here. So my 5-mile run that Tuesday was a 9:56 average pace, 139 BPM, so that's pretty solid. And then for the next easy 5-mile run that Wednesday, I won't put all the stats up for these because it just seems like it doesn't really matter. My pace was 9:47 per mile, and my heart rate was 145 BPM. So solid. I don't remember, again, anything too specific happening, so we will move on. So for my 3.5 miles in Montauk on Saturday, I was supposed to just do 3, but what happened was my dad, he runs and is a triathlete. He wanted to come run with me and Kate was doing a 90-minute run. So my dad was gonna run 5.5 miles, I was gonna run 3, and Kate was gonna do her 90 minutes. So we all just kind of ran together for a while, and I was just having such a good time with them that I ran a little bit further than I was supposed to by a half mile, big deal. And then ran back to the hotel on my own. But running in Montauk is always so much nicer. Like, the air feels clearer, like the scenery is so beautiful, and it's just like good vibes. I don't think I've ever had a bad run in Montauk, and I hope I didn't just jinx it, but I don't think I have. My pace was 10:27 per mile, and my heart rate, if it would ever load, my heart rate was 140 BPM. So let's chat about the 13 easy miles I did in Montauk. 13 felt like a dream compared to the 19 the week before. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but at the beginning of training, 13 feels really daunting, and then you get to like doing 19 miles, and then 13 feels like a 5K. It's crazy. My average pace was 10:09 per mile. My the duration was 2:12:07, and my heart rate was 151 BPM. So my heart rate is slightly higher here because this is a harder course than what I'm used to at home. So what I ended up doing was going out 4.5 miles one way on Montauk Highway. I could be wrong about that. But anyways, I went out 4.5 miles one way and then came back for 4.5 miles, which is 9 miles. And that 4.5 each way is pretty hilly, and the hills are like big rolling hills, which is not something I'm really used to right now. To be honest, I'm not running on super hilly terrain. I did bring 2 goos with me, I believe. I had one of the gold honey stingers and a fruit smoothie. I had the gold honey stinger first, and it didn't sit great in my stomach. I don't know. It could have been that I was already hungry, but it felt like acidic. So I don't know what's going on with that, because I really like the honey stingers and I want to keep using them. So I'm hoping that it's just kind of a one-off thing. But I did sort of feel like that for the 19 miles as well. So got to keep an eye on that, but the fruit smoothie one was fine. Overall, I'd say I felt good. And once that out and back was over and I could go 4 miles around that same loop we had done the day before, I felt a lot better, knowing that that boring kind of hard part was behind me, and now I could do a more scenic, fun part of the route. And of course, I wore the New Balance Super Comp trainer for both of those runs. Conveniently, I have it right here because I just filmed another video about it. All right, so now let's chat about week 9, which is currently the week that we are in. This week, I will be running a total of 37 miles, and Monday was a rest day. Tuesday was 7 easy. Wednesday, another rest day. Thursday was a 7-mile speed workout, which we'll talk about. And then Friday, 5 easy. Saturday, a rest day. And then Sunday is an 18-mile run with the last 5 at an 8:50 pace. So coming off of a cutback week is always rough, especially when it was on vacation. 7 miles felt a little bit daunting to me, but we made it work. I finished it in 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 39 seconds, and my heart rate was 146 BPM. I think I felt okay for this. Looks like I was in the 10s the entire time, which is fine. So we'll chalk it up to a success. Now, the 7 speed on Thursday, I was nervous about. I was kind of dreading it, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of speed workouts anymore. I used to really like them, but it's never my first choice. I would much rather go out there and just run easy and like at a leisurely pace, enjoying myself. I don't know. But I was feeling like this was gonna be a bit daunting. I ended up doing pretty well. So here's the workout. It was 7 miles, 1 warm-up mile, and then 5 1-mile repeats at a 7:55 to 8 minute per mile pace, and then 1 cool down mile. Something that we discussed before I did this is that I couldn't go right out of the gate out hot and clocking out like 7:45s. I have a tendency to do that because I'm like, I'm fine. And then by the end of the workout, I'm totally cooked, blasted, just done for. So I wanted to start a little bit slower, even if it meant going above an 8 minute per mile pace and cutting down. And I did it. So my warm-up mile was 10:26, and then my splits are 8:14, 8:05, 8:05, 7:49, 7:41, 9:50. I was pumped about this because I executed it. I did it when I did not think that I could. So that goes to show you guys that you can do things that you don't want to do and don't think you can do. I did go a little bit faster on the end. We had talked about hitting 7s for the last 2-mile repeats, so I wanted to hit them. So I put a little bit of extra effort in, so they're a little bit lower than 7:55, but that's okay because I started out a little bit slower. And for that run, I wore the Super Comp trainer as well. Today's Friday workout was just fine. It was 5 easy miles. We love an easy mile. I'm trying to bring it up. So my average pace was 9:49 minutes per mile, and my average heart rate was 138 BPM, and it took me 50 minutes and 9 seconds. Today my heart rate was really low, and I think it's because it's a little bit cooler outside. It's not as humid, and it's only like 70 degrees or something. But my slowest mile was my first mile, 10:10, and my fastest mile, it looks like, was my last, 9:31, a negative split. 10:10, 9:58, 9:47, 9:41, 9:31. I felt really good today. Coming off of yesterday and that tough workout, I felt like I could do anything, and I really enjoyed myself out there, plotting along, having a good time. So I really don't have much to say about it other than it was great. Now, I haven't done, obviously, the 18 miles with the last 5 being an 8:50 pace yet, but once I do, I'll put it right here. All right, I just finished the 18 miles, finished it in 2:59:16, average pace of 9:57 per mile, and 148 BPM heart rate overall. So the first 13 miles were supposed to be easy, so I think all of them were in the 10s. I was definitely like trying to hold back and keep all of my energy for the last 5, which were supposed to be at like an 8:50 to 9-minute pace. So I ended up, I think, and I'll put the splits somewhere so you can see them, but I ended up with like 8:58, 8:55, 8:55, 8:58, and then an 8:48, something like that, at the end. So I did pretty good. I had 3 goos. I could have had another one, but I think with me finishing when I did, it was fine. Had my handheld flask, stopped at my parents' to get some more water, and it could have been a lot worse today. I think it was pretty successful, and I managed to execute the workout just as I was meant to. Oh, and I wore the Super Comp trainer again from New Balance. It felt good. 99.99999% sure that it will be my marathon shoe still, unless something goes terribly wrong, which I don't foresee happening, so hopefully we don't jinx it. And everyone, that's weeks 8 and 9. This is flying by. I feel like I probably say that in every single recap video I make, but it really is flying by. And I thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me talk about my training. I'm not doing it so that I can boast about it, so that I can show off what I'm doing. I'm honestly just doing it so that I can hear from you guys about what you're doing, and hopefully maybe you take away something from this or figure out something that might work for me that also works for you. I don't know. It's just here to help. I'm feeling strong. I feel a lot more confident than I did last year and a lot less pressure on me. And that alone is good enough for me. Well, everyone, that concludes my weeks 8 and 9 of Suffolk County Marathon training. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I know you guys want Ruby, but she wasn't down here for the first video, and she's still not down here. I've called her a bunch of times, and she's just camera shy today, folks. I'm sorry. I have another video for you on Sunday, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like heller. See you next time. Damn, this thing really stinks. Like, what the hell?